Hey Guiding Bolt fans, I just want to do a real quick review here. I have been testing out some sticker paper. These are 3 different brands that I bought on Amazon. They're all water resistant and there's a couple different features to them. So this first one by Buttercrafts, there's 20 sheets in there. It was around $11, which put it at about 60 cents per sheet. That one is a clear frosted vinyl sticker. The middle one was Glossy. There's 15 sheets at about $12, which puts it around 82 cents per sheet. And the last one had 40 sheets in it for $18, and that was around 46 cents per sheet. And that last one is a white matte. So if we just do a real quick comparison with them, this one is the first one, and I'm just going to peel the backing so you can see these are clear. So depending on the project that you're doing, this may or may not work for you, but I did stick one on here just a little bit ago. You can see if I put this on here, it's going to be, the pink is going to show through, which is not bad depending on the look that you're going for. This middle one is a glossy, but it is not, peel this off of here. These are not clear. As you can see, you can't really see through them. If I stick it on here, none of that pink is going to show through. And it does kind of have a nice gloss to it. The third one over here is a matte. So if I take a similar sticker to that one I just put on, you can kind of see it's just got more of a matte finish, but it is white as well. So not real see-through. If I put Ron and Hermione next to each other, I don't know if you can tell, but you can kind of see that this one has a shine to it. This one's just matte, no shine at all. So I'm going to go into a really quick Cricut tutorial because that's what I used to cut them out. I just used my normal inkjet printer to print these. If you don't have a Cricut printer, it's not the end of the world. My Cricut printer actually, for some reason on this set of them, was being a pain. I don't know if it's because they're of the gloss, if it couldn't cut them out right, but I just cut these ones out by hand. So it's not the end of the world if you don't have a Cricut. You certainly could print them out on any printer and then just cut around the edges yourself. But if you do have a Cricut, I'm going to go into just a really quick tutorial on what I did and then a few tips so you can avoid some of the mistakes that I made and maybe not waste a couple sheets of your paper. And then at the end, I will kind of give my feedback on which one I thought was the best.
All right, tip 1, if you haven't done this before, or maybe you haven't done this since you bought your machine, I would go to your home menu and do a calibration. So you're going to print this to your regular printer, slap it on your mat, and then you're going to run it through your Cricut printer. It's going to cut lines and you're going to direct it on which one is closest to the line that it's supposed to be cutting. I'm going to show you an example. I'm going to cut to an example after this of how mine looked before I calibrated it and then afterwards, and it really made a huge difference. So I'm going to try to remember to do this about maybe every 6 months to a year. It'll really help keep my designs clean.
So here's my example of ones that I cut out before I calibrated my machine. And you can tell that it cut way more off the top than the bottom. And this did not have an offset. I had cut these before I started playing with the offset feature. So you can just tell they're just really off, and it does not look as good as this one here. Has an offset, and you can see it did a nice even border all the way around.
Tip number 2, the offset feature. So here is my little gnome that I'm going to turn into a sticker. And the first thing I want to do is I'm going to flatten him down so he's just one single image. If it's not already, you need to make sure that it's a print then cut. And then you're going to use this offset tool up here. And this is going to add the little border around your sticker, which I think just makes it look cleaner, makes it look more like a sticker. And it does kind of spin a little bit for me. So it's going to put this little blue line around your sticker. And this is where the white line would appear. So if you like the way that looks, otherwise you can adjust it here, making this number smaller if you want less of an outline, or bigger if you want more. I think I want a little bit less, so I'm going to change that. And then it is going to spin again for a minute while it's calibrating that. And then I do like that a little bit better, so I'm going to say apply. So right now it put that border in, but it did put it in as a black border where I would like it to be white. And this actually leads right into tip number 3, which is I like to change the canvas color to something other than white so I can really see, like pink. So we can really see that white outline a little bit better. And then we need to select both layers and flatten those together. So see, now it's just one sticker image. Alright, tip number 4 comes at the printing stage. So if you're ready to print your sticker now, we're going to go up to Make It. And you can see our cute little sticker there. And say Continue. And we're going to send this to the printer. So this is where tip 4 comes in. You're going to select your printer. And I take off the bleed. And I will show you an example of one that I printed just on regular paper where I left the bleed on versus where I didn't, and the difference is quite a bit. So now it's ready. You're going to send it to your printer, and then you can apply it to your mat and send it to your mat.
So here are 2 images. One that I left the bleed on. You can see it really bleeds all of your fine line details. Where this one, if you look at that exact same set of 3 skulls, nice and clear. This is why I uncheck that bleed button. Otherwise, a lot of your details like this are just going to bleed right together. So here's my other tip for y'all. Make sure that you play around with the pressure settings on your Cricut. Depending on what model you have, you might do that on the dial on the top versus when you're actually printing. But you can see these ones, I clearly did not print thick enough because they got stuck and did not want to come all the way out. So I increased the pressure and then they did come out a little bit better. So you just, depending on the brand, this was this middle brand, it did need more pressure in order to print versus this one. And this one, I just used the light cardstock setting and it was just fine. All right, final opinion. I kind of ruled this one out just because of the clear. I just didn't think they printed as vibrantly. I mean, they look vibrant, but then when you peel them, obviously, when they get off that white backing, they're just real see-through. I don't see myself using those as much unless I was going to stick it on a project that was really white. And then as far as the glossy versus the matte, I actually like them both, and they applied really easily. The matte was quite a bit cheaper at only about 46 cents per sheet versus 82 cents. But you could shop around a little bit, maybe check this brand and see if they also had a glossy. I'm probably going to do that just to see if they have one on Amazon as well. If I find one, I'll link it down below along with the 3 that we currently use today. I'll link my printer just in case you're curious which printer I used. As always, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. And thanks so much.